firing away from long range.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I thought that was one of the things that doomed him. I mean, you can't stick with something if it's not working for you.
Back to Jones. Fires from deep. Robertson can't hit. The Cavaliers leading by 6. And the jam by J.R. Smith.
Boy, the pass there floated up to the precise spot where it needed to be.
And no messing around in the finish, huh? He powers it through.
Sure didn't waste any time there.
I'll tell you what, that is going to be an alley-oop we'll see on the highlight reel the next few days.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Well, Kevin Love is really a player who I think befuddles pundits because the numbers say he's a superstar, probably a top 5 player, but then he's never been to the playoffs. To that, I would simply say basketball is a team game. Individuals don't take teams to the playoffs. So despite that, there are some left wondering if his numbers are greater than his actual impact on the team. I'm not one of them.
Different look now for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Marion comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Lamb's checked in.
And for Love, the other reason for the skepticism, he's not a chiseled, overpowering athlete. He's not flashy. Maybe he doesn't look like a superstar, but his game speaks for itself. Just the strength and the skill.
Pushing their lead to double digits. Marion's got his first basket of the night.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
And one thing for sure, last season, the Timberwolves were a disaster when Kevin Love went to the bench.
That's for sure, Kevin. I mean, when he was on the floor, they outscored opponents significantly. When he sat, their offense basically imploded.
He's looking for Marion and finds him. Thompson. Banked in off the glass.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
From deep. No good from Lamb. And the officials called the foul, reaching out and committing the intentional foul here, and his teammates are baffled.
Yeah, everybody's kind of looking at him like, what are you doing? I mean, I think he just lost track of the situation.
The first quarter concludes. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, Clark, Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
Now the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area, and if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done 2 things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
Taking a look at the Thunder. Russell Westbrook out there with Roberson. Then there's Perkins. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's Ibaka in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Dellavedova, the pass to Marion. Dellavedova kicks to Love. And slammed in for 2.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
Passes it to Perkins. And stolen by Love. Here's Shumpert. Oh!
Look out!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now? It's their defense, that's for sure.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, Scott Brooks is very close with his star, Kevin Durant, but that doesn't mean he gets any free perks at Katie's restaurant in Bricktown. Brooks said, I get nothing. I mean, give me a dessert, the peach cobbler, something, a sweet tea. No, this guy's cheap. That's one thing about KD. For 7 straight years, he's been cheap. Kevin, over to you.
He stays consistent, Doris. Very efficient. Thank you. And the Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Love. And James subbed in for Sean Marion. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Waiters, he's checked in for Lamb. Here's Waiters. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways lately. Like this group leading the position and rebounding the last 10 games. 4th, LeBron James.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there, mix it up, and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
Yeah, you mentioned their lack of size and strength compared to the post players around the NBA, but I've always found that the best rebounders usually aren't the biggest guy. They're the most tenacious, and they have excellent timing and the ability to get off their feet multiple times quicker than their opponent.
And Waiters kicks to Perkins. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Perkins got his first 2 points of the night.
After digging themselves that hole in the first quarter, and this club is starting to shoot the ball much better now.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to work out the knots. I mean, they're starting to put it together.
Timofey Mozgov, 7'1", a shot blocker and rebounder. Still pretty foul-prone defensively, but he has really become an interior presence.
Lays it up and banks it in. And now it's a 9-point Cavalier lead.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Time called here of the Thunder decide to talk it over. Cavaliers beat them last time when these two teams met in Cleveland.
Yeah, this contest didn't go well for them last time out. They played a very undisciplined game, got into foul trouble, and wound up not having the unit they would have liked to have on the floor down the stretch.
Lamb is checked in for Roberson. Westbrook dishes to Waiters.
Well contested shot, and they did an excellent job of not fouling the shooter.
Defense is about effort and commitment and discipline. He's a good defender because of those things.
Thompson passes to James. He feeds it to Dellavedova. And Shumpert kicks to Mozgov. Banked in off the glass. Mozgov's got the lead up to 11 now for the Cavs. Well, give us your take on what Steve just talked about, Clark. They dug themselves a real hole with foul trouble in that game.
And one of the disappointing things, Kevin, was it was their leaders that lost control. And you don't expect guys that lead your club to lose their composure the way they did.
You expect more of them.
Yeah, you don't expect the mistakes we saw them make.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Smith comes in for Shumpert. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Matthew Dellavedova. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Irving. Waiters no luck.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
It's stolen by Lamb. And they're pushing it up. And stolen by LeBron. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And Thompson throws it down.
This has been a one-sided game in just about every area. The lead continues to grow.
Absolutely. Their offense and their D have been equal parts outstanding.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Well, J.R. Smith, a guy who can take your breath away with his talent one moment and then exasperate you the next. Unbelievable talent, but he can be erratic offensively, especially with his shot selection.
Here's where Oklahoma City sits in the NBA statistical standings right now. First in rebounding, 4th in blocks. And this is also what I would call a pretty solid offensive rebounding team. I mean, they've got a top 10 ranking in the second chance points category.
And probably what impresses me the most, Clark, out of all those stats you're talking about is the rebounds per game, because this is a team that has become very physical. They'll put a body on you, and they'll really dominate the paint if you don't stand up to the task and really attack them back.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. J.R. Smith closing in on 30 years of age. He's been fined almost $1 million over the course of his NBA career.
And, you know, playing in China, he was fined over $1 million in a single season. How do you do that? One night he ordered $3,000 worth of room service on the team dime just to see if they keep coming. Come on, Kevin. I mean, what is this thinking about here?
Why didn't you call us? We could have eaten some of that food. And the basket by Morrow.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
And there's the call on Anthony Morrow. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Cleveland shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Well, they're doing okay as the season goes on. They're shooting about 76% as a team.
Up in time. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Cavaliers lead by 18. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
What a game for LeBron. He has 12 points and 4 assists as well.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And tell you what, he was smart with his shot making, too. Really took good with it.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
The two stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. Irving is out there with Smith. And it's Mozgov in at the center. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
You know, the NBA is a talent league, and it's hard to win in the NBA without superstar talent. And the Thunder are fortunate to have 2 superstars in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Those two give them a chance to win no matter who they're facing up against or where they're playing. And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, it was nice.
Just a gorgeous assist.
Here's Westbrook. Right now averaging 25 points a game. Kicks it to Robertson. Puts up a 3. Here's Morrow. Covered by LeBron. Clock at 6. Lets it go from deep. The Cavaliers pull it in. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Well, that one was a very physical game, and it played right into their hands. You know, a lot of their points came at the foul line, Clark.
Yeah, and it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So don't forget about...
Wait till you're